Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. This article comes to you guys from CNET. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys can check it out. So now that AT&T is looking to continue to grow, they're continuing to add discounts and try and lower plan pricing, with them just recently announcing the 55 and older plan going nationwide. Previously, it was just available in Florida. I guess they got the numbers they needed during the trial run, and now it went nationwide. But pivoting to capacity, AT&T has a ton of capacity in the network to monetize, right? We talked about that last year, and even the year prior when they started releasing Internet Air and FWA became a talking point. They've just been scaling ever since that point. They've just been scaling their C-band and the DoD deployment. And that's continuing to scale this year, for the rest of this year, and next year it will continue to scale again. But as most of you are aware, they are not anywhere close to the scale of what Verizon and T-Mobile are doing with FWA in terms of monetizing capacity. For an example, Internet Air on the consumer side is not even available in El Paso. I can't sign up for it anywhere. The businesses, that is available, but again, it's very low usage, so they don't really care too much about that, right? So monetization is a big deal. So what I think AT&T needs to do in the coming years, they need to get a hold of a big MVNO partner. Dish is one, but that is a I don't want to say temporary thing, but it's like, hey, I've built out my network here. I no longer need your assistance, right? So there's still some scale that Dish will need, but as they continue to build the network, that's less and less need for AT&T. So that price is going to lower that they're paying, right? I'm thinking more of AT&T needs to take one of the cable players, either Charter or Comcast, right? Both of them are on the Verizon network. AT&T needs to step in and take one of them, because they have so much capacity. They just have too much capacity that's not being monetized. They're trying to monetize AT&T Turbo, this 55 and older plan. There could be some plan changes coming in the future that they'll try and monetize, but it's not going to be enough. If they implement a strategy where FWA becomes a bigger part of that strategy, that'll monetize some of that capacity, it's just going to sit there. I mean, you're going to have, I saw it recently, for those of you who saw that testing video, I had 1.6 gigs during like 1 p.m. rush hour, right? It was busy, lunch, a lot of people traveling. I pulled 1.6 gigs. That's not good. I know it's good for the tech enthusiast, wireless enthusiast, but it's not good for AT&T. That means there's nothing there that's being monetized. 1.6. Some cable players, just to put that in perspective, some cable players, DSL players, they can't get anywhere close to matching that type of performance. And that's literally wired to the house, right? If it's DSL, copper, DOCSIS, whatever, they can't even match that type of performance in many cases, unless it's like the newest, brand spanking new, modernized DOCSIS or the newer technology. They can't match that type of performance. And AT&T just has it sitting there at 1 p.m. in the afternoon, right? So I think a bigger MVNO deal is needed for AT&T. I know we're talking about M&A right now heavily, right? Lumen deal set to close next year. They need to do something on wireless. They need a bigger MVNO deal that they need to strike. Even if they have to undercut in price, they have the capacity to do that. They can now go to Charter and say, hey, whatever deal you got with Verizon, we can undercut. Same with Comcast. They can undercut now because they have all this capacity. And that's something that Brandon Carr mentioned at the CTIA. He says, if I give the carriers more spectrum, that creates more capacity that they'll need to monetize, and that'll drive down price. So let me know your thoughts on that. Let me know if you think AT&T needs to go after an MVNO. They already have a large base. They're growing organically right now, right? They're growing, lower churn. I just think they need to go after a bigger MVNO. Let me know your thoughts. Like, share, subscribe. See y'all in the next one. Peace.